It's so beautiful to see family singing together, and even more so to see community. And so first of all, Shana Tova. I am so glad to be here. I'm so honored to be here. And totally, I'm not sure that's necessary. Oh, thank you. And thank you to our amazing tech people who are making sure that everything is smooth. We appreciate you. And here we are. We've arrived. The new year of 5784 is here. And 5783, and all of its lessons and experiences are officially part of our history. And to some degree, it was almost in a flash. It is unbelievable how time flies. A little perspective, I had a baby exactly a year ago, so like, wow, like he's walking, like what happened? Like what's time? And some of us had a year of great highs, and others had a year of some real lows. Some have had pivotal life experiences, and others had to take time to figure things out. How would you summarize your year? Perhaps you can take a moment to just close your eyes and take a mental scan, taking yourself through the seasons, the holidays. You see it? Maybe even when it became 2023. If you consider the journey of your life, what was specific for this year for you? Was it a building year? A deconstructing year? A freedom year? A narrow year? If you can see it, name it. No matter what kind of year we had, we all went through one that will forever shape us. And it's brought us to where we are here today. Rosh Hahshanah is interesting in the fact that it isn't a historical anniversary. There wasn't a story of our people that we're commemorating, like the courage of Queen Esther on Purim, or the redemption of our slavery on Pesach. It doesn't have a narrative. And if we were just to look into the Torah about this day, it doesn't actually tell us much. B'chodesh Shavi'i le'echad lechodesh yeh lechem Shabbaton, zikaron teruah mikro kodesh. On the seventh month, by the way, which is also another story, but on the seventh month, like let's make it more confusing for people. Okay, fine. On the seventh month, on the first day of that month, you shall observe a sacred rest, a sacred occasion commemorated with loud blasts. Don't do work and bring an offering to God. This legit sounds like a party to me. No work. It's cool, good enough. Celebration, bring a little something for the host. Have some loud blasting music, shofar, sorry. Cool, Happy New Year. But we know that that's actually, it's not quite like that, or anymore, maybe it was. Where's the reflection? Where's the accounting? How did Rosh Hashanah become the day of introspection and change? Isn't that more about Yom Kippur, when we're clean from all of our, we come clean from all of our transgressions, and then we're forgiven? Why can't we just come to this holiday and celebrate? That would be good enough. It may just be that this is a holiday about a relationship, our relationship with our Maker. It's a day when all other days are put into perspective. If we look into the Mishnah, which is the oldest text after the Hebrew Bible, this is the first offerings of our rabbinic wisdom after the destruction of the temples. They have an entire book dedicated to Rosh Hashanah. from literally 2 lines of Torah. But do you know what's in there in the Mishnah? Rules for sacrifices from the past, how to ensure witnesses actually saw the new moon, what kind of shofar is kosher, what it means not to work, and what modifications we make for prayers and if it's Shabbat. You know what's not in there? Requirements for self-reflection. It does tell us in the very first verse of the very first chapter that there are 4 heads of the year, and that Rosh Hahshanah is one of them. And it says, on the 1st of Tishrei, which is this month, is the new year for counting years, as regards to Shemitah and Jubilee, which has to do with our harvesting. It has to do with agriculture. How long your tree has been alive is based on the New Year cycle. So it has everything to do for planting and harvesting timelines. This is partly where we get the idea, the concept, that Rosh Hashanah is the birthday of the world, since agricultural matters deals with the essence of the earth and the fruits she provides. The rabbis will later conclude in the Talmud that it is when the earth was born. But there's something else that the Mishnah says. It also teaches that there are 4 times a year in which the world is judged. According to Rosh Hashanah, it says, all creatures will pass before God like sheep. And then it quotes Psalm 33, and it says, a God who fashions their hearts alike and considers their deeds. It's like one who's looking at their prized collection, the things that they collect, and then making sure that they're all in good order. Like if you have really nice cars, you go out and you look at your garage. Like, good for you, invite me, you know what I mean? But let's get this clear. It's not that we understand our deeds, it's that God understands our deeds. You see, we are to be passed in front of a God who fashioned us so that God understands us. It makes me think of an engineer who's looking into the software of a machine, like in the background, and like seeing where those glitches are coming from, like making sure things are working properly. This is a wild thought. Would you want your own diagnostic? Like, just pry it open. Like, I would love to see, like, what is going on in my software. Like, why do I fall short? Like, why do I have those habits that I try to kick? It would be so much easier if I could just get a printout. But I know it's not going to happen, like, yet. I don't know, AI is onto it, but, like, maybe. But there is a story in the Midrash, which then comes later. This is around the 6th century. And the rabbis begin to bring these 2 different concepts together. The one of Rosh Hashanah being the birth of the earth, and then our moment of being assessed. So I'm going to read this little piece of text from the Midrash for us here. Okay, let's try to track it. It was taught in the name of Rabbi Elazar on Rosh Hashanah. At the 1st hour, God thought to create humans. So what was first? The thought, thank you. Okay, great. So at the 3rd hour, God gathered the dust to create Adam. At the 4th hour, the Holy One molded this dirt into the shape of the human, and at the 7th hour, blew into the being's soul. Do you see what's going on here? Earth birthed, dust had, shapes made, human-shaped, breath of life. At the 8th hour, God brought Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, into the Garden of Eden. And in the 9th hour, told them about the tree of good and evil. The 10th hour, just the one next, just the 9th hour was the rules, and then the 10th hour, guess what happened? Yeah, they broke those rules. Adam and Eve violated God's command, and they ate from that fruit. I mean, I would, it's like, don't press the red button. Oh my, like, what are you, you're gonna press it? Don't lie. At the 11th hour, Adam was judged. Like, I see you, Adam. Okay. Eve, you too. At the 12th hour, they were pardoned. And God said, blessed be God, to Adam, this is a sign for you and your children. Just like you come before me in judgment and I've given you pardon, so too your children will come before me in judgment and I will give them pardon. So the timeline of creation reminds us that we are not separate from the creation of the earth. Rather, we are an integral part of it. Our actions and deeds are evaluated during this sacred time as marking our existence. It could be the process of self-reflection is actually a way of affirming we do exist. And this gives us a space to have partnership with God. And perhaps that's what the Torah means when it says, have a sacred occasion. Talk about a holy offering. In fact, the rabbis of the Talmud teach better that a person makes mistakes and fixes them than a person never err at all. Our goal is not perfection. It's transformation. Fixing our mistakes is having a relationship with the divine. And that is what we are doing here. The birthday of the earth that we are part of is an opportunity to account for our role inside of it. So now we have 2 days when time and space are altered and we ask ourselves, how are we living? And how can we do better? And while some of the rituals are collective, we know that Rosh Hahshanah is really personal. It's what challenged us to do that inner work, the self-reflection, the commitment to positive change, and that shofar blast reminds us to listen. But it's not easy. And yet amidst the noise, God gives us this moment. Are we going to listen, to be moved? And are we going to be able to get quiet amidst the constant distractions that we're surrounded by? So before those noises come, perhaps I will provide us an opportunity for a short little accounting, just for our own sense of what we have from this last year. Let's hold a moment of reverence for the past year and give some gratitude to the people that helped us, that carried us, that held us. Animals too. Gotta love them. When you think about the people who brought you joy this year, see if you can feel the warmth in your heart and maybe let it bring a smile on your face. Breathe them in. And let's give some gratitude for the ones who challenged us, who pushed us, who stretched us. Sometimes these are the people who helped us grow the most because they encouraged us to be better, to put ourselves out there, and held us more accountable for something we struggled with. Who was that for you? Honor them. And notice what is different in you because of them. And the ones that really pushed you, now that you're on the other side of the experience, oh, hold on. I'm talking about the ones that, oh yeah, wait, here we go. Sorry. We can give gratitude to the ones who truly tried us, and maybe the ones who broke us a little. The moments that showed us our limits, and taught us some of the most difficult, yet most important lessons we had to learn. So did we learn those lessons? Who are you now because of them? We may still feel some pings of hurt from these experiences, but that should not cloud our ability to see who we are because of it. More experienced, stronger, wiser, acknowledge, recognize, and embrace. Thank God we have this holiday to help us account for the year, because when else would we? Not on our birthday, we're out celebrating, not doing this stuff. Maybe you, but not to this standard. We need the observance of Rosh Hahshanah because it holds us accountable. It reminds us that what we do matters and that it has an effect on the entire world around us, our future selves included, and those future generations. And as the great poet Mary Oliver writes, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova.